everybody, I wish all you are good. Following the simulation basic work schedule critical path videos that we have previously presented of the developed project management approach, in this video we'll present you the operations of cash flow and histograms. Thus, in parallel with the simulation we have prepared in light of the plans of the project, we have the chance to easily watch the basic work schedule, critical paths, cash flow, and histograms in the form of videos on a daily basis for each activity and task, analyze and improve them, and inform the stakeholders immediately. And as a result of this application, we will gain the following added values: ensuring daily monitoring of budget and resources at every step, every stage, focusing on how to use assigned resources more efficiently on a daily basis for better project performance, ensuring timely testing and monitoring of quality of production at every step, every stage on a daily basis, analyzing, monitoring, and taking necessary measures for all risk on a daily basis. I would be very happy if you could subscribe and share your opinions and comments on my YouTube channel, Errol Muratli, so that this approach can be better covered and more comprehensive. Now we will start with the R values which we will gain it from by using the simulation. Simulation modeling as the process of imitating or replicating the behavior of real systems through computerized models. Traditional planning approaches often struggle to account for uncertainties, unforeseen events, and complex interpretations of construction process. Simulation overcomes these challenges by considering various factors such as weather conditions, material availability, and resource constraints. All design, site, and planning teams agree on a program that is created using Revit plans as a reference. The flow of the simulation is organized page by page based on date and stage. And when the video is paused, the progress of the ribbon work can be monitored through the plans according to the stage as of that day. A digital support tool for front-end planning and design analysis of projects. Linking project scope and product or project facility performance and the strategic project objectives at the early stage of project. Help makes complex construction projects easier and costless, making appropriate investment decisions over the life cycle of project. Optimize design and maintenance of physical project facilities in competitive business environment, triggers the strategic positioning of the project organizations over life cycle of the project. Identify the categories of inefficient operations in terms of the capabilities and utilization of the project facilities and resources, and contribute in devising optimal solutions based on life cycle objective functions of the project. Assist organizations in their management decisions in response to market dynamics, customer needs, and organizational intent. Facilitates evaluating the functionality and operability of visible project configuration for strategic implementation. Assess the link between the physical project's facility and the underlying business capability and ability to respond to market shifts in contemporary project management practices. Re-engineering process or investment decision on the existing facility. Analysis of alternative project solutions based on alternative process scope and configuration rather than focusing on well-designed activities for project implementation has significant contribution in supporting decision making and management of future project outcomes. Design visualization, the simulation modeling is immensely varied. Project selection and overall investment decisions are holistically evaluated, incorporating strategic business objectives in the cycle project model. Put Forward provides the engineering assistance in optimizing project configuration, planning and design and investment decision on capital projects. Ability for quick exploration of multiple scenarios of significant benefits and the capability incorporating results on design and engineering processes in devising the best possible solution on complex projects. Enables construction managers to create realistic project plans and schedules, optimizing critical path analysis and anticipating potential delays. Identify and mitigate risk by allowing the testing of different scenarios before actual construction, optimizing project plans and schedules. Analyze resource utilization and identify bottlenecks and make informed decisions regarding resource allocation. Optimize the use of resources including labor, machinery and materials, reducing costs and minimizing wastage. Detect potential conflicts among project elements, improving design coordination and resolving issues early. Create a safe environment for operator training, helping to prevent accidents and improve site safety. Assessing more efficient resource planning, waste reduction, and improved energy management. Enhance communication by providing a detailed and engaging visual representation of the project. Provide a risk-free space for experimenting, testing, and analyzing. Adapting to sudden schedule and cost changes in a complex project. And lastly, by analyzing the impacts of risks and uncertainties beforehand, construction professionals can proactively develop strategies to minimize their effects, increasing project resilience and success. And now please let us to continue with the visualization, please. Okay. And now we will talk about the baseline work schedule and the critical path methods. It is organized in parallel with the simulation. When the video is paused, the bars to the left of the trace extending down the day's time zone in the upper part of the page will show the completed works, and the bars they intersect will show the works of that day according to the stage assigned in the description section. Whether the monitored bars are critical or not will be learned from the bar colors and focus on, and the improvements and changes in the program will be reviewed and decided by all stakeholders in a daily basis. Art values gained by the critical path offering strategic advantages that can revolutionize managers' approach to construction projects. Allows a detailed breakdown of involved activities, providing a clear view of project phases. Facilitates managing complex projects, enabling engineers to anticipate and prevent potential obstacles. Enables professionals to focus resources where they are most needed. Ensures critical activities receive necessary attention and resources to avoid delays, minimizing waste and maximizing overall project efficiency. Providing realistic completion time estimates of course. Obtain reliable forecast of the overall project duration. Allows better management of client and stakeholders' expectations. Obtain an effective control and monitoring system. Identifying critical activities, assess focusing on phases that can significantly impact the project's duration. Enables a swift and targeted response to deviations from the initial plan. Accurate implementation of critical path method can radically transform how projects are planned, executed, and completed, paving the way for a new era of efficiency and success in the construction field. And now let us to continue with the this visual. So please continue. Another topic is the histogram. It will be organized in parallel with the simulation and work schedule, where the video is paused. The planned man-hour values of labor and equipment resources for that day will be learned and compared with the current situation of that day, thus shedding light on taking the necessary precaution. Histograms add value. Resource planning and allocation plays an important role in managing construction projects. As real-life projects face resource constraints such as a shortage of resources, delivery, completing demand. In this study, resource-oriented scheduling concepts are considered and their effects on completion of the project are investigated. It is concluded that when resources are not available in the desired amount or constraint, then the total duration of the project prolongs significantly. Moreover, if the client is satisfied with the condition, then there is not such as a big dilemma for the project to be accomplished delay. In case the contractor client isn't satisfied with it, it would be possible by providing more resources and pumping them as much as possible so a great amount of money will be spent by compromising on profit. Hence, how much cost demand for deploying more resources is essential, can be decided based on cost optimization. As it is mentionable that the fluctuations are very undesirable for the contractor, are also examined in order to demonstrate the variation of the total duration of the project, which provides flexibility to decision makers in making intelligent decisions regarding the use of the resources. Limitation of resources significantly affect the performance and cause the project to be extended beyond the scheduled duration. Besides renewable, non-renewable resources such as cost demand may also be significant parameters. Resource allocation or loading is nothing but the assigning required resource to each activity is amount and timing. Resources in construction express four main categories contracted as four main resources such as manpower, money, material, and machinery. Resource leveling is the process of allocating resources among various activities such that peak requirement of resource is reduced with the constraint on time. Resource leveling is basically minimizing the variations resource used during the project execution. Trade-off functions between both the time and the cost have been assumed usually. In early years, critical path method and PERT methods were used for project management. However, nowadays project management software have been adopted. To To perform resource leveling, following steps are tracked. Identification of critical activities. The total number of resources required on each day are obtained by adding the resource requirements of individual activities on that particular activity and resource profile determined as chart called resource aggregations, histogram chart. Repeat steps with activities plotted using their latest start dates. Compare the two resource charts acceptable resource profile between two extremes is found by eliminating the peak and valleys of the resource distribution. Resource allocation can be carried out through the following steps. Identify the critical activities in the network. Allocate the resources day-wise. If at any time the resource requirement exceeds availability, then allocation of resources to activities should follow the rules below. Critical activities get the first preference. Ongoing activities should not be stopped in the middle. Allocate the resources to activity that has the least estimation. If two activities have the same estimation, then allocate resources to the activity that has lesser float. Now we will continue with the visual regarding the histograms. So please. course, it is the cash flow. Cash flow, it is organized in parallel with the simulation. When the video is paused, it will learn the cash values of that day and compare them with the current cash status of that day, thus shedding light on taking the necessary precautions. Cash flow add values are managing your construction cash flow isn't optional. Without it, paying your team, covering costs, and meeting deadlines becomes a constant struggle. With the right strategies, you can take control and keep your projects running smoothly. Cash flow in construction is the movement of money in and out of your business during projects, balancing client payments against expenses like materials and labor. Proper management through clear payment terms and progress billing helps construction companies avoid delays and maintain steady project progress. Cash flow in construction includes payments received from clients and expenses like materials, labor, and equipment. Managing cash flow is critical to avoid delays, missed deadlines, and financial strain. Cash flows payments from clients often tied to project milestones or progress claim. Cash outflows, costs for waste, equipment, materials, and other project-related expenses. In construction, project management payment cycles are often long, creating gaps that strain finances. You might pay for suppliers weeks before receiving payments from clients. These gaps can stall progress if not managed carefully. A reliable cash flow statement shows where money is coming from and going, helping you plan ahead, avoid cash shortage, and keep project running smoothly. With clear cash flow management, you can focus on building projects, not worrying about finances. Cash flow keeps your construction projects moving. Without enough money on hand, paying for materials, equipment, or labor become difficult and delays can follow. Keeps projects on schedule, ensures funds are available for materials and labor when needed. Strengthen relationships. Timely payments improve trust with suppliers, subcontractors, and clients. Supports growth. Positive cash flow lets you take on new projects confidently. Improves financial planning, helps you prepare for slow periods or unexpected costs. Imagine delaying a project because you can't pay for materials on time. That one delay could affect deadlines, increase costs, and harm your reputation. With a long cash flow management, with strong cash flow management, you can prevent these issues and maintain steady progress. Calculating cash flow means subtracting the money going out of your business cash outflows from the money coming in cash flows. In construction, this shows how your finances are performing over time. Operating cash flow focuses on the money generated by your core construction activities. Essentially, the payments received for completed work minus the expenses required to deliver those services. Long payment cycles are a major cash flow issue in construction. Clients often delay payments tied to project milestones, leaving contractors scrambling for funds. Because of this will be occurred because of lengthy approval process for invoices, errors or disputes in payment documentation, complex payment chains involving multiple stakeholders. Their impacts are cash stress, cash shortage for payroll, materials or equipment, stalled progress on current and upcoming projects. And their solutions will be implement progress billing to invoice clients as work milestones are achieved, use construction-specific accounting software to track payments and send reminders, include late payment penalties in contractors to encourage timely payments. Other issues are fluctuating material prices can wreak havoc on cash flow. Unexpected price hikes or shortages add unplanned costs, impacting budgets and timelines. And this should the reasons of these because of supply chain disruptions and global demand spikes, seasonal changes affecting availability and cost, inflation driving up prices for critical materials. And this should affect the strain on cash reserves needed for labor and operations, and reduce profit margins and delay project schedules. And as solutions should be negotiated fixed price contracts with suppliers to lock in rates, maintain an emergency fund for unforeseen material expenses, monitor market trends using construction management tools to make informed purchasing decisions. The other issue, overhead expenses like rent, utilities, and insurance can drain cash reserves, especially when projects are delayed. The reasons of this will be because of renting equipment for multiple projects simultaneously, inefficient resource allocation across teams and sites, high premium for construction-related insurance policies. Yes. The other issue, the impacts of them will be limited funds for project-specific expenses, increased financial strain during slow business periods. And the solutions will be regularly review overhead expenses to identify cost saving opportunities. Solution as leverage bulk discount from vendors or negotiated flexible payment, or use construction project software to optimize resource allocation. The other issue of poor financial planning leads to unanticipated cash flow issues. Inaccurate estimates can leave business unprepared for hidden costs and delays. The reasons of this issue will be because of failure to account for unexpected expenses in project estimates, lack of historical data to guide accurate forecasting, overlooking contingencies in budgeting. And their impacts will be cash shortage during critical project phases, difficulty allocating resource effectively. And the solution for this issue will be adopt advanced budgeting tools to create precise estimates, include contingency funds in every budget to cover surprises, perform regular cash flow forecasts to anticipate trends and shortfalls. Other issue will be the covering upfront expenses for labor, materials, and equipment often leaves construction business strapped for cash before payments roll in. The reasons of this issue will be because of contracts requiring contractors to cover initial project costs, and delay approvals for milestones or payment terms. This will affect the tying up cash in one project, limits funds for others, and the solution will be as negotiated upfront deposit to offset starting expenses, use progress invoicing tied to specific milestones for steady cash inflow, establish a line of credit to bridge funding gaps when necessary. Now let us focus on the proven ways to improve cash flow in construction. Managing cash flow in construction is about ensuring your business has enough money coming in to cover expenses while keeping projects on track. Boost construction cash flow with these coming 12 actionable strategies from forecasting to vendor negotiations. First one is that cash flow forecasting is essential to predict upcoming financial needs. By analyzing historical data and projecting future inflows and outflows, you can prepare for slow periods or unexpected expenses. Set aside reserves during high-income months to caution. Transparent payment terms prevent disputes and delays. Outline milestones, due dates, and penalties for late payments in your contracts. For instance, requiring an upfront deposit can cover initial expenses, while milestone payments ensure consistent cash inflows throughout the project. Delays in invoicing often lead to delay payments. Issue invoices as soon as work is completed or milestones are achieved. Use automated tools to send reminders and keep the billing process consistent. And this ensures clients pay on time, keeping your cash flow steady. Encourage clients to pay ahead of schedule by offering small discounts. For example, 2% discount for payments made within 15 days can prompt quicker payments without significantly impacting your profits. Clearly outline this incentive in your agreements to avoid misunderstandings. Tracking overdue payments and following out promptly is critical. Provide multiple payment options like online transfer or credit cards to make paying easier for your clients. Using accounting software can streamline this process and help avoid payment delays. Overhead expenses like rent and insurance can strain your finances if left unchecked. Consolidate equipment rentals for multiple projects or negotiate your insurance terms to reduce unnecessary costs. Regularly reviewing these expenses help identify areas to cut back without compromising quality. Vendors often provide flexibility when approached strategically. Negotiate longer payment terms or discount for bulk orders. Establishing good relationship with your suppliers can secure favorable terms and reduce financial pressure. Instead of waiting for full payment at the end of a project, break payments into stages. For example, request payments at 25%, 50%, and 75% project completion. This ensures a steady cash flow throughout the project and reduces the risk of delayed payments. Unexpected expenses come through your cash flow of balance. By saving a portion of your profits during peak periods, you can create an emergency fund to handle surprise like equipment breakdowns or delayed client payments without relying on credit. Digital tools like accounting and project management software offer real-time insights into your financial health. Use these tools to automate invoicing, track expenses, and gain better visibility into your cash flow cycle, making informed financial decisions easier. Billing too much upfront can lead to future financial gaps, while underbilling can create immediate shortage. Use accurate tracking tools to align invoices with project progress, ensuring a balanced approach that keeps your cash flow healthy. Switching to electronic payment methods speeds up collections. Clients can pay instantly through credit cards or online transfers, cutting down the time it takes for you to access funds and improving cash flow efficiency. Cash flow efficiency. Cash flow efficiency, yeah, of course. Regular analyzing your budget ensures you are staying within your financial limits. Look for areas to reduce costs, like negotiating contracts or optimizing labor and materials. Adjustment made early can prevent larger financial issues down the road. Prioritize setting aside a percentage of revenue for profit before addressing expenses. For instance, allocating 5% of each payment as profit help you build reserves while managing daily expenses, creating a more sustainable financial model. Managing cash flow doesn't have to feel overwhelming. With the right strategies, you can keep your projects on schedule, pay your team on time, and grow your business without constant financial stress. Looking for a better way to stay organized. This approach detailed cash flow reporting features help you monitor your construction project effectively so you can focus on what really matters, delivering successful results. And now let us to continue with the visual of cash flow, please. allocating all whatever we have prepared as visuals in one visuals only. So we are going to allocating the simulations, the baseline work schedule, critical path methods, the histograms and the cash flow in one visual only. So in this visual, where the video is paused, the work plans to be followed in the simulation as of that day according to the stage. The bar diagrams related to the mentioned works to be followed in the work program and their status in the critical path, and the data related to the values of the workforce and equipment to be used in these works, and the relevant cash values and flows. All these data can be easily monitored, examined, and evaluated simultaneously with all stakeholders on a daily basis. According to its stage, opinions can be shared and decisions can be made quickly. Now let us to follow the last visual, this last visual, in order to watch how all these four visuals have been allocated and how it is working when the video has been paused for you. You can training it by yourself, please. Okay, let us to continue with this last visuals, please. In coming videos, we will discuss the applications of what we have explained so far in parallel with earned value management. Goodbye, see you in the next video. Take care.